Hi, my name is Claire and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Claire. I go by Clisare on the internet. If you know me, you'll know that I'm an Irish YouTuber from Ireland, and if you don't know me, you won't know that. You may recognise me from such channels as Facts Channel and Try Channel, where the content is Irish people taste testing various different things. It has come to my attention that one of the people also ask questions recommended on Google when you search the Try channel is, who is Clisare married to? And so I figured, let's get it all out in the open. Before we get into it, I just want to shout out my Patreon. It's how I can create content full time. And not only are you supporting this channel and my podcast, but I also create extra content over there, live streams, merch discounts, etc. Link down in the description. So I went over to my Instagram, and also follow me on Instagram if you don't already. Power City over here with all these plugs. So first and foremost, I should address the question. I am married to a man named Alex. And that's been it. Alex and I met at work. He was my manager. We went out together for 10 years before getting married 3 years ago. And we did 2 years of long distance within those 10 years. He works in office supplies now, so sometimes when we're watching a film, he'll point out the type of printer they're using in the scene and comment on whether or not that printer was an expensive choice for the amount of screen time that it got. Does Ireland allow fertility treatment due to their general Catholic nonsense? Yes. What? Wedding, a big old church thing or registry office, and non-secular wedding for friends and family. We had a secular, non-secular, which is the one where there's no religion. We had a no religion wedding. We had a legal celebrant instead of any kind of religious celebrant. Now, the one thing that I would change about the wedding is I wouldn't have got the legal celebrant. We got a legal celebrant from the HSC, and there was a lot of back and forth and fucking around. And in fact, our celebrant, first of all, almost didn't show up, and second of all, tried to refuse to marry us on the day. She also made the point several times while she was standing up there that she didn't really know us, which I didn't appreciate. She was like, I didn't really get a chance to know Alex and Claire, but I'm sure they're lovely. It's like, don't fucking say that on my wedding day. Thank you very much. So I would never go with HSC legal celebrant ever again. I've been at lots of weddings where there have been humanist celebrants, and I believe that now in Ireland, humanists can legally do the legal part as well as the ceremony. Previously, they couldn't, and you had to get legally married like a day or two before your wedding. So I think if I was ever to get married again, I would go with a humanist and not a legal celebrant. But either way, the church is out. Wedding video is up on YouTube, by the way, up here. Who kills the spiders? Roaches. We do not have cockroaches in Ireland, thanks be to Jesus. In our house, we're kind of both afraid of spiders, but Alex has always traditionally been the one to step up. What was the first date like? Our first date was in Dublin City Centre. We went to some pub, I can't remember the name of it, and we had a Corona, and then we went to a place called Gotham City Cafe, which is like all done up like Batman comic book style. Very nice food and wine. Millie, please stop. There's actually a video up on my channel where we recreated the first date, which is here. Why did you bring me here all those years ago?
Because it was the nearest pub. Get you as liquored up as possible so I can score you. Nice.
What was the most surprising thing after getting married? How much I loved being married. Oh my God, I'm not wearing my wedding ring. Hang on, that's because I was playing tag last night. Give me a second. So anyway, how much I love being married. It's like nothing changed, but it was like there was something small changed. So yeah, if Alex and I ended up getting a divorce, I definitely would get married again. I just like being married. Do you see yourselves getting any new dogs anytime soon? Dogs are on pause because we're trying to figure out if we can have kids. If we can have kids, maybe we'll stick to the one dog, but if we can't have kids, we're getting so many dogs. So many dogs, and we're getting a greyhound as well. Does Clisare have children? I totally understand that this person is not aware of the last year and a half of my life. We will get to the fertility questions in a second, but the short answer is no, Clisare does not have children, and it's not for a lack of trying. Has Alex been interested in Try, and would he like to be in one of their videos if they asked? Alex is not interested in being on Try channel. He is not interested in being a YouTuber. However, we have agreed that if they ever want to do like a couples video, that he will do it. I actually think it'd be so funny as well. I think if we did like Irish couples do something, I think me and Alex would steal the fucking show. Where is Alex from? Alex is from Dublin. I am from Mayo. Is Alex from Dublin? If so, would you pick Sam over him? Mayo for Sam? No. Mayo and Sam would be great, but I'm not giving up my husband Brendan. What wedding gift has been the most useful? Money. Did you do anything special to mark absent people, e.g. your mum? If you mean at the wedding, I did have photos of my mum at the venue. Alex mentioned my mum in his speech, which was really lovely.
I also just wanted to quickly mention Claire's mum, May, who passed away a few years back. She once said to me when she was quite ill, none of us really realised how ill she was at the time. She said, make sure you look after Claire. I promised her I would, and I hope I'm keeping that promise to her.
I saw a picture of Mum wearing a blue one and I decided I wanted to wear a blue one.
Yeah. I love you, darling. So proud of you.
How to fairly divvy up house jobs. Alex does the cooking because I can't cook, won't cook. I cut the grass in the back garden because he has really bad hay fever and it makes him cry. Did Alex like the wedding planning? My LF was so into it. Most guys aren't. I enjoyed the creative side of the wedding, like designing the table cards, designing the invites. Alex got involved in a lot of the organisation, like the managerial aspect of the wedding, like things like guest lists and spreadsheets and costs and all that kind of stuff. So he definitely got involved. Have you planned out how to kill him and hide the body? I have not, because Alex is too heavy. I would not be able to get rid of that body. How often do you two go out on dates or adventures? What is your favourite? We do not do it enough. However, we hang out an awful lot with our friends. We have the same group of friends. We are friends. So we actually hang out together quite a lot. Our favourite thing to do is go to the cinema. So the cinema is reopened now and Black Widow comes out soon, and that is not an ad, but I'm very excited to go see that. Pettiest fight. I want to say that the pettiest fight that we've had is the toast fight. So I came home drunk in the first year of marriage and Alex made toast for himself and I was fuming that he didn't make me toast, because I do think it's really ignorant, and I still to this day think it's really ignorant anytime he makes toast and doesn't offer me any. So this is not petty at all, actually. What's the moment you knew you were right for each other? He has never given me a straight answer on this. They say couples who fart together stay together. Who farts more, you or Alex? I think I fart more, but I think he farts worse. Where did you get married? We got married in Mount Druid, which is in Westmeath in County Ireland. That's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Did I just say County Ireland? It's a glamping venue, so glam camping. So they had things like yurts, shepherd's huts. It was like a very fancy sort of festival ground. And then they had like a boathouse where we had reception drinks. And then they had a big converted barn where the dinner was. And I absolutely loved it. It was a really relaxed atmosphere. It was very sort of festivally, and we got the best day for it, and it was just like unreal. We were so lucky. How do you feel about the age difference between you and Alex? Does it cause stress? I never noticed the age difference between Alex and I. He is 40, I'm 33. I obviously slag him for being old and he slags me for catching up to him. So, but other than that, it never really affects us. How did he propose? Were you expecting it at all? So I was expecting it because I'd given him a deadline and we were very close to the deadline. I was like, I would like to get engaged now. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I want to get engaged in the next year. Make it happen. And we got right to the end of that year. It was about a week before the end of that year and we were going on a staycation, so I was obviously expecting it. But there's a funny story in that Alex knew I was expecting it and constantly faked me out about it. So this night we're all dolled up, we're walking around and I'm like, okay, this is obviously going to happen tonight. And then he goes, do you want to just go to bed? And I was like, what? And then we went back and he watched the Olympics, I believe it was, on the television. He couldn't stop laughing because he knew that he'd fake me out on purpose, and he also knew that he was planning to propose the next day. But I was obviously fuming, and then him laughing in my face made me cry. So you could say I was surprised the next day when it happened, to be honest. But yeah, no. How long were you with Alex before your family met him? 1 month, I believe. What was something you didn't know about your husband before marriage that made you laugh? I think was lots of things I didn't know about Alex before I lived with Alex. But I don't think there was anything I didn't know about Alex before I married Alex, because I'd already lived with him for 5 years. Does that make sense? If Alex got a job in a non-European country, would you move there or do long distance until vacations? So first and foremost, I would move anywhere that Alex was going. However, Alex would never do that. What's it like to live with someone who isn't family 24/7? Honestly, can't imagine it. See, at this point, Alex is family. In fact, he is the most family of everyone. Now it's actually hard to be without him for any period of time. What was your first fight ever about and who won? How the fuck would I remember that? Like 13 years ago. What do you wear to let him know you're in the mood? I don't wear anything. I just tell him. It's like, yo, how are you feeling? Is it hard living with someone who thinks they're the star of your YouTube channel? Yes. Someone actually asked earlier, do you get jealous of all the attention Alex gets on your channel? And the answer is also yes. What's the most fun you've ever had with your houseman? I might start calling him my houseman. That's hilarious. Who's more messy and has that changed in all the years you've been together? We're both pretty messy, but I think I have to take that one, to be honest. And it hasn't changed much either. Have you got similar or different conflict resolution styles? How do you resolve a row? When we have a proper argument, I need an apology. Like, I need us to say sorry to one another to move on. Whereas he doesn't. He can just like forget about it and move on. So we'll have this sort of standoff where I'm like not talking to him. I'm mad at him and he has forgotten it happened. How are you handling fertility? You've been trying for a child for so long. You're correct in that we've been trying for a child for so long. Appreciate the phraseology. How is TTC going? This is a much nicer way to ask people how they're getting on with their fertility journey. I'm happy to answer the questions. I love that people want to know. I love talking about it. But I prefer when it's phrased like a genuine question and people are genuinely interested rather than a knife straight into the heart. We tried for a baby for 6 months, got pregnant, lost said baby at 10 weeks. Didn't lose it, know where it went. Sorry, dark humor. And we have been trying now again for just over 6 months. Our due date would have been the start of this month. We're putting it on pause. I want to enjoy the summer of playing sport and not worry about tracking my fucking cycle. I also would not recommend the Flow app to anyone. I have found it wholly inaccurate. Every time I enter in a symptom, it changes the date of ovulation by a week, which is useless if it goes backwards because you're like, oh, I'm sorry, we just get my time machine. So long story short, we're taking the summer off. Fuck the Flow app and then we'll get back down to business. What's a habit you and he have that other people might find weird? We drink tea super late at night, like I'm talking like 11 p.m. When you have a kid, will you stop doing tri-shoots for a while? Why on earth would I do that? Like, as long as Alex is happy parenting his own child for a few hours, I won't have to stop doing tri-shoots. Is he the official cook of the house? Yes. I would love if somebody would make some like Alex cooking images or memes, because he is the official cook of the house. Going on a date soon and feeling quite low in my self-esteem. Advices for not being awkward. I cannot give you advice because on our first date I knocked all the cutlery off the table because I was so nervous and awkward. Is he a good kisser? Okay, Debbie. Chill out, okay? How is it living with such a jewel of a man? It's a mixed bag. Will you raise your children bilingual? Gail get English. We will raise our children bilingual insofar as every child in Ireland is raised bilingual. They will do Irish in school. I don't foresee Irish being spoken in the household because we don't currently speak Irish in the household. I love to think that I would raise them bilingual, but like realistically, I'm just being honest with you and with myself, probably not any more than any other child in the country. Has Alex ever made you drink hot wine? This is in reference to a drinking game. Alex was involved in creating a forfeit where wine would be put in the microwave. And the answer is no. I have never lost a forfeit when that's been the punishment. Do you ever get fed up with the banter / arguing? My parents are the same as you guys. Never. I live with someone who challenges me every day. It makes me laugh every single fucking day, and I'd be so bored if it wasn't that way. But also we communicate, so there are days where I might not be in the mood for the banter, and I'll just say like, Alex, like, I can't take the banter today. And Alex will be like, you can't take the banter. And I'll be like, I can't take the banter. It's just our natural way of communicating. Slag each other off. We're Irish. That's how Irish people communicate to each other. When we need to get serious, we just communicate that, look, time to get serious. How has Alex helped you grow as a person? Specifically, Alex helped me grow out of that sort of like One Tree Hill, the OC idea where every relationship has to be painful all the time and it has to be drama all the time. And like, if you're not crying, you don't love each other. I'm like, all right, you can actually just live with your best mate and just like laugh every day. And like, it doesn't have to be a drama session. You know, you can find the drama in your life elsewhere. You don't need it in your house. Have you ever needed any kind of relationship counselling, doing it at the minute and feel ashamed? I would say do not feel ashamed. We've never done it, but that's not for lack of trying. I wanted us to do relationship counselling before getting married because I just thought it might be a good idea. And Alex was like, I'm not doing that. But we've worked it out, and if at any point I felt like we needed it, we would go do it. I don't think it's something to be ashamed about, and I wouldn't be ashamed about it. I think it shows that you want to put work into your relationship. Like, relationships are work. They don't happen by accident. Somebody had sent me a message saying, why don't you ever make a video and talk about the troubles? And I had gone on an Instagram rant about how people keep asking me to talk about the troubles, and I don't understand why. And then somebody replied and said, I really hope that person meant relationship troubles and got way more than they bargained for. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. Please give me a follow on Instagram for future video questioning opportunities. Please consider supporting the channel on Patreon and you'll gain access to all those extra things that I talked about at the start of the video. If you're not in a position to support me on Patreon, I do have a Ko-fi where you could buy me a pint, just say you like the videos. And I also have a merch shop where you can help me by wearing your support. Patrons also get a merch discount. If you like this video, you might like this video where I do a Q&A about all things Try channel, or you might like this video, which I haven't decided what it is yet. So it's there, whatever it is. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.